let's focus on Liverpool as well. Let's go and find Sani, because they're taking on Sparta Prague in the Europa League, and then they've got Manchester City at Anfield 3 days later. That could be a title decider. So we've sent Sani up to training to have a look what's going on. Busy couple of days here coming up for Liverpool, Sani, and a few injury problems as well. You're at training. The big question the Liverpool fans want to know is Mo Salah behind you?
Well, if you are a Liverpool fan, I've got brilliant news for you. Mo Salah is back in training, and he is just behind me. If I step away, he's just come out with all the players warming up at the moment, going through the paces. So, yeah, he's been out with a hamstring injury. He played once, really star showing against Brentford in that 4-1 win, coming off the bench in February, and that was his only game since the Africa Cup of Nations. So he's had nearly 3.5 weeks out since that injury. Jurgen Klopp had talked about him being there or thereabouts ahead of the game against Nottingham Forest, and he is now back in training. So big news, Mo Salah is back for Liverpool.
And Liverpool's youngsters have really stepped up in recent weeks, haven't they, Sani? They've been so impressive. Do you expect them to play a big part tomorrow night as well?
Well, it's an interesting question, really, because Sparta Prague, remember, they knocked out Galatasaray in the extra knockout round they've had to play before they could play Liverpool. I remember Galatasaray beat Manchester United in the Champions League at Old Trafford, coming back to win 4-1 they did, so 6-4 overall. So it's not a particularly easy place. And Prague have also just played 2 derby games against Slavia Prague, beat them in the Cup and drew away in the league. So 4 points clear at the top of the Czech league. I say all that because it won't be an easy task, and I think that will temper selection. But if you look at the youngsters, we talked a lot about Klopp's kids, and there are so many of them. Conor Bradley is probably one of them, 20 years old. Has had such a good run in the side since coming in more or less in January. 1 goal and 3 assists in 5 Premier League games. So he could be one, I think, that will feature. And a couple more, Jarell Quansah, who's actually played 22 games this season, 8 in the Premier League, 5 in the Europa Cup, 21-year-old centre-half. Jurgen Klopp's been really positive about how he's been performing. This could be a chance for him to have a start. And then when you look at a player who's younger than him, but certainly more experienced than Harvey Elliott, if Salah is fit, and they've got that really big game on the weekend as well, perhaps this could be one for Harvey Elliott to start, knowing that Salah potentially is available in the next big Premier League game.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise you, would it, actually, Sani? And you mentioned the Premier League. I mean, Liverpool have got this huge top-of-the-table clash with Manchester City. I guess from what you're saying, you think that may play a part in Jurgen Klopp's team selection tomorrow night?
Yeah, just a small one there of Man City. Yeah, it's a really exciting time, isn't it, to be a Premier League football fan, certainly. And we saw how City kind of picked off Manchester United, and the likes of Phil Foden being so brilliant means that, they can punish any team, and if you're not quite on it, then they can really get you. So I certainly think that as far as the Sparta Prague game is concerned, we could see a team that's kind of taking that into consideration as well. So someone like Kostas Tsimikas, perhaps, at centre-back, may feature to then give Virgil van Dijk a bit of a rest, so he is ready to face Man City on Sunday. And maybe someone else like Dominic Szoboszlai, who came back, he came off the bench against Nottingham Forest. He's had injuries as well. He could be one. But, we're talking about momentum here. We know Liverpool got that win against Nottingham Forest, League Cup victory as well, and perhaps a victory against Prague would certainly give them that momentum to carry on and then go into the weekend, this huge game on Sky Sports Super Sunday against Manchester City, with all guns blazing. But of course, first up, they've got to travel to the Czech Republic this afternoon and face Sparta Prague tomorrow, 5:30.